talking about 3 Nikkor lenses for the D500, or for any crop sensor for that matter. Any crop sensor, since none of these are screw drives, so they will work on D3000 series and D5000 series Nikkor. Let's first start off by talking about this one. I got a couple copies. A lot of people bought it recently. I would never buy a new one of these. This is top 3, if not top 2, most awesome yet undervalued Nikkor lenses. Now, tons and tons of Nikkor lenses. I have said that there are only 3 or 4 DX lenses that are worth a nickel. Really 4, ultimately like 2. This one, I don't care if it's a DX lens. This lens is bleeping incredible. Not new. Nikon still makes this lens. This lens is metal. It's made in Japan. It is absolutely incredible. It has a true ring ultrasonic motor in it, made in Japan, insanely sharp, very fast autofocus, fast lens at fixed 2.8. Typically, this lens is often astonishing. The great thing is stupidity is a wonderful thing when it works in your favor. And when it comes to this lens, there are a lot of stupid people. And by that I mean, like, oh, that's a DX lens, nobody wants. I'm going to sell it really cheap because, you know, it's a DX lens. I've upgraded my camera gear to full frame. And I'm like, yeah, it's good for you, you know, I got full frame lenses too. You sell off that cheap DX crap, you know. It's a good idea. You should sell that stuff really cheap. And this is among those things that people will sell cheap. And oftentimes stupid cheap. And by stupid, I mean the seller is stupid. But that's good. I even had a lot of people tell me they've snagged one of these for like $400 in great working shape. Awesome. Awesome lens for your D500, for your whatever sort of crop sensor camera. Even for, I've used this on full frame sensor cameras before in DX crop mode, perfectly fine on the D810. I mean, that's not an ideal choice. You don't buy a $3,000 FX camera with 36 megapixels and then stick it in DX crop mode, but actually, this lens will work about 70% of its range in full frame mode, as far as no excessive vignetting on a full frame sensor. Circular projection is that large, actually. So this lens is absolutely, but it is heavy. It's heavy. One lens that's a full frame lens right over here, and this would be the best travel lens. Like, well, that's a 17 to 55. This is an 18 to 35, so you're missing out on some of the range. So you're talking about basically a 28 millimeter, basically a 28 millimeter to 50 millimeter. This is the 18 to 35 Nikkor. Neither one of these have VR except for the last lens I'm going to show you. This lens is insanely lightweight. Yes, it has a full frame lens. Is there any issue using that on a DX or the D500? Absolutely none. There's only one special person out there that thinks that's an issue, and he's only one person, and he's flat out wrong. Absolutely wrong. No such thing as a crop lens. There's only such thing as a crop sensor. A crop is a crop and only ever a crop. Every lens dumps the same light, the same field of view, irrespective of the size of the sensors underneath it. That's one of the holy laws of photography that I actually wrote in stone for people to look at. It's irrefutable, it's undeniable, there's no treading against it. Anyway, this lens, now obviously with a vertical battery grip, we're not talking about a very lightweight camera. You just had the D500, you wanted something lightweight for travel, you wanted a backpack around Europe or whatever, you didn't want the heavy 17 to 35, this is it. I didn't put the lens hood on, and I got it in the back room back there, but anyway. You often find these for about $500 used. It is a new lens. Now you got to make sure it is the G series. There are different versions of the 1835, so it has to be the G series, not the older version of this damn lens, which is no bueno. Okay? It's, as I would say in Russian, слишком много говно. Don't translate that from the Russian. The other Russian word would be ахуёвый. Don't translate that word either. Some Russian out there right now is going, oh, боже мой, блядь. I'm glad you can't understand Russian. I'll edit out that later. Anyway, the 18 to 35 full frame, very, very, very lightweight lens. You'd be very shocked at how lightweight this lens is. Full frame lens, absolutely perfect. This lens is really, really damn good. Insanely sharp, great rendition. Like I said, in crop mode, you're looking at a 28 millimeter to 50, basically. 28 to 50, which is a perfectly good range in a crop sensor camera. Perfectly good range. Last lens, last but not least, if I'm going to travel, And I only had like one backpack, and I had my silk undies in there. That's not what I wear. I had a backpack for traveling, and we're going to take the D500 and two lenses. I would want to bring one prime, which would probably be the 20 millimeter. No, it'd probably be maybe it'd probably be the 20 millimeter 1.8G. But it'd be this lens, the 18 to 35, and then this lens, the 70 to 300 VRG. Okay, Nikon has made a crap load of 70 to 300, so it has to be this version, the latest, the VRG. Not the old 7300, not the version before that, not the version before that, but this one, the VRG 70 to 300. This lens has a blazing fast autofocus. It's incredible. It's an amazing. Got a couple of these. It's just an amazing lens. As I sit there petting the lens. Excuse me. So that'll be it. The 18 to 35, the 70 to 300 VRG Nikkor. And last but not least, a very heavy but all metal, made in Japan with true ring ultrasonic motor. Very sharp, very fast, very awesome. People love to sell this lens too cheap. This lens is incredible. Take advantage of other people's stupidity and buy this lens, because that's what people do. Like, oh my god, it's a DX lens. Nobody will want that. Let's market cheap. DX lenses don't. There is a reason DX lenses don't move. It's the same reason why I hate DX lenses. I don't buy them. I don't like them. Here is one exception that is the absolute exception. I can only recommend 4 DX lenses, and of those, there's only 2 that I could really recommend. Really? Well, the 10.5mm fisheye, that's a DX lens. The other one's like the 35mm 1.8G. Okay, the 12 to 24mm f4. Of those 2, the only really 2 awesome lenses are the 10.5mm fisheye and this lens. This lens is awesome! Awesome. Awesome. Everybody that ever had this lens and sold it, like, I'm going to go to full frame, I'm going to upgrade my stuff. And they sell this lens thinking that they've left DX in the dust, they always regret selling this lens. But their regret is your gain, so always be on the lookout for a 17 to 55 2.8 Nikkor. Because they're awesome. And they're often way too cheap, but that is good news for you. Okay? Thank you for watching. Catch you later. Goodbye.